alright, Alpha. I need to look at my gear really quick. I'll give you a rough estimate of how much it costs. I know the necklace costs a lot. The necklace costs about like 30 divine, unfortunately, but you could always get the same type of variant for the necklace. And determination purity of elements, possibly, that it's cheaper. But I'm gonna say it's 30 divine. I'm just gonna go through it, alright? I'm gonna try and count it as I go through. The chest is not gonna be very expensive. All the gems in the chest would probably be like around 6 divine, as long as you're not getting the level 21 variant. The staff is the same way, so that's 42. The belt costs about 5 divine for me, that's 45. The gloves are 4, so it's 49. The boots cost 52. So I'm gonna say around like about 70 to 80 divine for this whole build, including the gems. And I'm estimating higher than I really should. So I would say it's probably gonna be around like 65 to 80 divine to get this build going. If that. I'm just adding all the gems as 1 divine, and they're probably not all divine. So I'm going to say it's probably like about 65 to 80 divine. And like a lot of the, like, really the major cost of the build is coming from the amulet, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot, like, it's more than that, actually. I forgot to add in gems and everything. Like, it adds up to a lot. I'm going to be making a video on this as well, so like all the gems on the chest, like the 6-link chest and the 6-link weapon, all the gems are going to cost 6 divine. The weapon, the actual weapon itself, to get your main damage focus going for your zombies, is, I've seen it go from anywhere from 4 to 40 divine, so I can't really say how much it's going to cost. The gloves go for like 4 divine, and like all the gems in it probably like are going to be like about 2 divine to like about like less than divine. There's a lot of adding to do, but if you really want to, I'm going to make a video of this build. And I'll have the price for everything in the build when I go over it. And you can see my channel page on YouTube. And it's going to be under Bleak Horizon. Like, the flashes are very inexpensive. I'm going to say so you're looking for maybe like a budget build, right? So, you know, unfortunately, like, you could cut corners on this build. Well, I appreciate it. Like, if you ever need any help or anything while doing the build, please let me know, and I'll try to help you as best as I can. I don't have the answers for everything, but if you ask me, I will try my best to help you with it. You know, if you take a couple of items out of this build and find a replacement for them, you could really drastically reduce the price of this build a lot. Like the amulet is like 30 divine, which is a real like thorn in the side of the build's cost. So you could probably get away with not using the amulet that I have, one that gives auras no reservation. So that would cut it by 30 divine right there. So like the build would only cost about I would say about like 30 to 50 divine then. And if you wanted to cut it even more, you could remove the flesh and the flame from it, and it'd be about 30 divine to 35 divine only. There's really a couple of items that really drastically increase the price of the build. I'm going to finish up the Maven. If you have any questions or anything, if you want to see anything, let me know. Alright, here we go. I'm terrible at this right now. Hopefully she makes it easy on me. Ugh. What was it? Alright, man, thank you. If you have any questions, let me know, alright? I might not be able to beat her this time around. Like I said before, I'm going to be making a video guide on this build, so if you want to check that out after it'll probably be a little bit later on after the video, after the stream is over, but I'm going to be making a video guide of this build. The PoB and the stream chat is for Pinnacle and Guardian bosses, and like for trash and everything, for like trash mobs and maps and everything, it has different damage, and I'll go over that as well in the video. I'm dead. Ugh. I'm just gonna wait for her to finish this phase up so I don't die again when I zone back in. One really good thing about this build is that the like getting the level 21 level summoning cast golems is gonna be really cheap. And like getting like a level 20 Veil Summoning Skeletons is going to be really cheap too. The cost of like the 6 link gems is not very expensive, so oh shit. I hope I can beat her. I have an SRS build too on my YouTube page if you want to follow that. So what happened? Why is it so boring? Or are you just tired of it? I'm going to show you a link to what my I have a poison, zombies, and SRS build that I have on YouTube that I'll link in the chat box. if you want to take a look at that and see if you could like spice up your build a little bit. So what do you mean by clearing? What's the problem? Can I see your build? Can I like take a look at your build and see if I could find like are you dying a lot or is it not killing fast enough? What seems to be the problem? Oh, it's fire based. I hate to break it to you, Alpha, but fire based doesn't really do a lot of damage right now. I tried working on a build for fire-based damage, and it didn't work out well for me. Like like I could make it pretty survivable, but the damage just wasn't there. But who knows? Not killing fast enough. Did you try? Did you ever think about switching the poison? I have a lot of guides that you could follow, and I have full guides and everything on there. So if you want to check that out, you know, and see if you like something, and if you ever need help with the build or anything, just let me know, and I'll try to get to you as fast as possible. Oh my god, I just did not do that. I'm gonna take it a little bit easy after this map and do some easier fights. I've been throwing some hard stuff out there to begin the stream. People might be thinking that this stream my build sucks. Alright, he goes down. He goes down. So how do you like the Sanctum League? How's everybody enjoying the Sanctum League? Alright, I'm just going to do a couple of maps. I'm not going to like really pay attention to the juice that I put on them, so I might die a couple of times. Or I might not die. We'll see. I'm gonna go through a little bit of what I'm doing while I'm playing to tell you what's going on with the build when I'm playing it. I'm using Bone Offering, and the build also has Flesh Offering too. But I'm going to be mostly using Bone Offering because I'm going to be doing maps really quick, really fast. I'm not going to really be doing Guardians where I want to burn them down really fast. Where I would use Flesh Offering to actually kill them really fast. I have like a all flasks that are protecting me. I got a defensive flask. I have a really expensive flask, and I have one health potion. The idea behind the build is just to try and keep up Bone Offering. And summon your skeletons. You really don't need to summon your skeletons a lot while playing. You just tap them, summon about 6 of them. Tap it once or twice and then run by and the skeletons and summon cast golems should be able to clear out the trash for you. This build has some pretty good survivability. The effective hit pool on the build is very good if you ask me. But, you know, you're going to die in this game and there's really nothing you can do about it. You can even try to make a character so powerful to where it won't die and it's still going to die in my opinion. So I try to focus more on doing a lot of damage and trying to kill stuff before it could kill me while having decent survivability or effective hit pool, as people like to call it. I don't even know if I killed the boss. I'm looking for the boss. Where is he at? As you can see, that was pretty fast. It's got some nice speed to it to build. Like the killing speed is decent. I'm gonna do the Sunken Temple, I believe it is, or Sunken City. The last boss in this dungeon or map, I should say, is a big old spider in like a squared room. This map is very narrow and has pockets of small and semi-large rooms that you have to fight in. So it's really hard to avoid damage. So with this build, you're going to definitely want to make sure that you actually have Bone Offering going. And what Bone Offering does in this build is that when you use Bone Offering, you're using Mistress of Sacrifice, which is on the ascendancy for Necromancers. And it allows you to take the effects of offerings. There's 3 offerings in the game. There's Flesh, Spirit, and Bone Offering. Spirit gives you critical strike and multiplier of critical strike. Bone Offering gives you more block and spell block, and Flesh Offering will make me quicker and give me more attack speed. So I'm going to be using Bone Offering for this because of the map layout. If it was more open, kind of like the Dunes map or like a map where I felt comfortable enough to where I could zigzag through monsters, I would probably be using Flesh Offering instead of Bone Offering and get more run speed so I could avoid them altogether without trying to get hit. Alright, here's the Abyssal. I don't know what you want to call it. Trail or craters. This build has a movement speed attached to it. A lot of people might not want to consider the movement speed that I'm using in this build with movement speed. Most people consider flame dash or dash more of a better movement skill than what I'm using in my build. I'm using Withering Step in my build. And what Withering Step does is it gives you Elusive, which is a buff that gives you effective hit pool. I believe it gives you increased dodge chance, and it also gives you Withering stacks when you use it. When you touch a creature or monster, it applies Withering stacks. There's different variants of it, and so when I use it, I'm putting withering stacks on. It really doesn't benefit you that much when you're doing maps like these, like normal little monsters on maps. But on bosses, the damage increase is very significant and very important for you to put it on. But while you're doing maps, it makes your mapping faster and it increases your survivability a great deal. I'm just going to keep putting on Bone Offering and working through the map. The flasks that I have in this build, one is very expensive. I can't remember the name of it. It's like about 8.5 divine orbs, and what it does is whenever you take damage, it makes it go by for 4 seconds after you take the damage. So it slowly gives you the damage instead of it being like a burst DPS, like, so you don't die immediately and you can just heal yourself back up before you die. So it's a really cool item in the game. I'm also using the blood. When I use it, it'll heal me for 2.7 seconds, and after that it'll heal me to full, which I find very important on a lot of maps that you do, especially ones that have decreased life recovery. And then I have the flash that gives you spell block and block chance. And then I have a run speed flask. All these flasks are set to trigger on their own practically, and a couple of them are set to go off on adjacent flasks. I'm going to show you guys how quickly this build could actually kill stuff. I'm just going to like try to like zip through the map as fast as I can right now. It's not my headphones. That's just the delirium. I hate those stupid sanctum portals. I always run into them when I don't want to. Alright, the map is done. Pretty quick, huh? I'll just end the delirium encounter, get my loot, and be on my way. I'm going to do Meza next. This is a nice short map. It's got a decent opening to it. It's like a circled map with another circle in the middle of it, with the boss in the middle of it. It's a relatively easy map. You have decent space to move around and avoid stuff if you really want to. This is a map where I could probably get away with using offering of flesh instead of bone offering, but you know, I'll stick with bone offering because I want to be a little bit more survivable and keep my effective hit pool high so I don't die. I'm using Veil Summoning Skeletons as well. I'm using the level 21 variant of it, or the gem level of it. It's very expensive, but if you actually do use this build or are looking at the PoB or anything like that, you could definitely get Veil Summoning Skeletons level 20 gem for a lot cheaper than level 21, and it's practically as good as the level 21 gem. I'm only using only one Veil gem on my build because I want to make sure that I could use Veil Summoning Skeletons as much as possible because of the significant damage increase that it gives you. I know I put this in the chat box, but the title is based off of Pinnacle and Guardian boss damage instead of actually just being off a normal map or white trash mobs. As you can see, I'm in the little donut of the map now. I'm just cruising. I'm doing pretty well right now. Here's the boss room. He should be dead really fast. And I have two curses that I primarily use on boss fights. That's Despair and Temporal Chains. Temporal Chains increases the length or the duration of your poisons that your minions are doing, and Despair increases the damage of Chaos. So they both work hand in hand and increase your damage a lot. I'm not using anything to make an aura or anything like that. I'm like hard casting or casting them myself to make sure that they have max potency or efficiency when I use my curses. Sorry about that. My apartment is so stuffy and my nose is always clogged up. You know, it's very easy to play this build. Not hard at all. All you really gotta focus on is the bone offering and summoning skeletons a little bit. The cool thing about summoning skeletons is that, like, one or two casts of it they're gonna get you a lot of summoning skeletons. It's not like Raging Summoning Spirits where you have to like keep spamming it to actually get all of them out. And this build also has a lot of damage coming from summoning Chaos Golems too. So if like you don't really have to focus really hard on summoning your skeletons, you could just like tap your summoning skeletons button, and you could get like one pack out, and then the summoning Chaos Golems should be able to do cleanup duty really quick. And at periodic moments when you actually do get Veil Summoning Skeletons going, you could always pop that, increase your clear speed, or save it for the last boss. The build has very good survivability, and it also is it's a very quick build. It's got good movement speed, good kill speed, decent Pinnacle and Guardian boss damage, an all-around solid build, I think. And as always, if you ever need any help with any builds that you follow, that you use of mine, you can always ask me on YouTube for help if you need help with them, and I'll try to help you as best as I can, as long as I'm not sleeping. But when I wake up, I'll check and see if there's any messages on my YouTube, and I'll like try to like figure out a way to help you as quickly as possible, or try to help you. I don't have all the answers for the game, but if you have a question about one of my builds or a minion build, I will definitely try to help you as soon as I can. I'm going to be pretty busy after I do this stream. I'm going to be doing a video on this, and I'm going to like go back and do some time stamping on some of my videos, because some people I think are looking for me to do some time stamping, so I'm going to be pretty busy tonight. I have my YouTube channel in the chat box if you guys want to check it out. I have quite a bit of full guides on minion builds. I specifically focus on all of them. I like to use two different minions in my builds as well, kind of like a summoning skeleton and zombie, or like um, summoning chaos and raise zombies. I try to like mix it up a lot. I don't really like just using one type of minion. I do. My favorite minions to work with is zombies, and I use a belt that gives my zombies the flasks that I use. It's my favorite setup, but it's the one of the most dangerous setups in the game for like trying to kill stuff and everything. But I believe that the increase in damage from allowing your zombies and specters to use their flasks is a great trade-off to not being able to survive as well. Back to the build. I'm just gonna break it down really quick. What's going on while I'm playing? I'm just making sure I have Bone Offering on. If you're watching, like you can see that I have Bone Offering above my head. It's like a little icon. It looks like a little transparent skeleton. The buff doesn't last very long, unfortunately, and you do not have a timer on your actual buff bar, which is unfortunate because I would love to have a timer for my Bone Offering, so I would know when to actually reapply it again instead of trying to have to reapply it all the time. But, you know, I'm not the designer of the game or anything. I'm just letting you guys know how I feel about it. But what Bone Offering does is it increases your block and spell block chance. And why this is working and why the Bone Offering is actually affecting you is because in the Necromancer's Ascendancy, there's an Ascendancy talent called Mistress of Sacrifice that actually allows you to use offerings that are actually used for your minions at 0.5% of the effect. So when you use Bone Offering, you get the spell and block chance from it actually. And you could also get a mastery from a damage mastery, which also increases your offerings by 20% to actually increase that even more. So at the moment, when I use Bone Offering with the Necromancer Ascendancy and the mastery off of the talent tree, I'm getting about 32 block and 32 spell block, which is a great, like a very large amount to actually get. Alright, I'm looking for a map to do. If you have any questions about the build, please let me know. I'm here to take questions, or if you have a oh, I got a Ceres fight. Okay, I didn't even know I had it. I'm gonna do a boss really quick. I'm gonna do the Awakener Worlds, and then probably do 1 or 2 more maps. I'm gonna call the stream. I need to work on the video guide for this build, and I also need to work on a lot of like time stamping for my videos. I have like about 6 or 8 videos I need to timestamp. Oh man, it's gonna like drive me bonkers. I'm thirsty. The primary damage of the minions in this build is poison, by the way, and a large chunk of the actual damage on the build is coming from your chest. But the chest or body armor, or however you want to call it, has 60% chance to poison enemies on hit, and when you take it off, it's practically like a half of your damage loss. So it's very important to get that chest if you actually want to play this build. But it's not expensive, or it wasn't expensive when I first started doing these builds. I don't know if people have actually realized how good they are yet, but let's hope they don't for a long time. Bone Offering, Summoning Skeletons, Despair, Temporal Chains, and then wait for Withering Step to go off. And uh-oh. I'm gonna walk you through like a burn phase for a boss really quick. I'll just tell you what I'm doing really like while I do it when the Awakener lands on the ground again. I'm going to try and get under him, of course. If you've ever done this fight, you know what's going on. I'm going to summon my skeletons. Make sure I have Bone Offering. When he lands, I'm going to do Despair, Temporal Chains, my curses. And then I'm going to wait for Withering Step to go off. And when you get Withering Step, you want to make sure that you're close enough to him because it's got a small radius around you to where it actually takes effect. The last phase is coming up, the money phase. I'm not sure if I'm going to do well on it, but I have Veil Summoning Skeletons. I'm just going to try and burn him as fast as I can when he lands. I'm going to blow every single cooldown I have, and I'm also going to turn on Veil Flesh Offering. I'm just going to try and nuke him before he could do anything on this next phase. Alright. If I could ever get past these black swirling portal thingies. Alright, here we go. I'm going to summon my skeletons. I'm going to unleash Veil Summoning Skeletons and let them get fully maxed out. I have Veil Offering. Alright, looks like I gotta go through this phase. Ouch. He gone. He gone. Alright, maybe like one or two more maps, guys, and I'm gonna jet out so I can make the full video guide of this build and work on some of my videos and do some time stamping on them. What do you guys think I should do? Should I do the time stamping or the full guide first? I was thinking doing the full guide first. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I'm gonna also have a nice delicious cigarette too after I'm done streaming. I'm craving one. I know, bad habit, right? But I love to smoke cigarettes. Alright, the Defiled Cathedral again. I have so many of these that like I don't have any room to put them in my stash for them. So when I use Flesh Offering in this build, I get the run speed increase as well because I have Mistress of Sacrifice on the Ascendancy tree. I'll just use that for right now. What it does is it increases your run speed and your attack speed and cast speed. Your minions get a huge damage increase from it. If you use Flesh Offering with the minions on this build on Pinnacle Guardian boss, it's about a 3 million to 4 million full DPS bump in your damage. So it's pretty significant buff for it. I would say that the build I have up on this stream chat is a solid build. It's got great efficiency, effective hit pool, survivability. The damage is very good. As you saw, I was able to destroy the Awakener Worlds like he was nothing. You could pretty much do that to every Pinnacle boss in the game with this build. Eater of the Worlds and sharing. I hate the Elder and the Shaper fight, so I'm not very good at it, right? I've never really done it that much, so your mileage will vary on it. Alright, here comes the last map. I'm going to do Hydra, and end of the stream is coming. I don't really pay attention to who's watching my streams either, so I could be talking to myself. I hope there's some people out there listening. I'm just using Flesh Offering right now to increase the speed of my movement speed, and I'm just letting my DPS go out there for my minions. Your minions also get run speed as well when you use Flesh Offering, which helps a lot to make sure that you are protected by your minions. There's the castle for the betrayal. I'm going to summon my Veil Skeletons for a little bit more protection, more damage output. They should go down pretty easily. Okay, I didn't die. Good. I'm like a haze of death and destruction. You know, I hope you guys check out the full guide that I have later on tonight on YouTube. It'll be under Bleak Horizon. The name will probably be 3.20 Necromancer, Cast Golems, and Summoning Skeletons. So if you want to check that out and see what all the prices are and the configuration and how I would level it and the talent tree, I'm going to be going over all that. I will also have some timestamps on all my new videos and some of my older videos, so you could look through those as well. Alright, here comes the boss, Hyjala. So I'm going to lay it out to you guys what I'm going to do here. I'm going to run in really fast and I'm going to throw up Veil Summoning Skeletons. When I get close enough to him, I'm going to curse him. There's the Veil Summoning. He's cursed. Here comes the Summoning Skeletons. I forgot to do Flesh Offering. Ooh, that was bad. I don't like this fight, man. You got me. You got me. Alright, go back in, see if I can kill him. I missed him with the curses. You go. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. Be safe and be careful because you never know what's going to happen. And I would really like to have you guys watching again. So please, please, please be safe and careful. Thank you again for watching. Till next time, have a nice day. Show some love and sub. And bye, everyone.